I wasn't expecting that when I walked in. This whole day's been one big surprise. It made me cry this morning.
Well, I just read one of the things over there and started to cry, so I just walked away.
Hey, Coach.
What do you want this? Y'all know me? My grandson?
Hey, Tony. Good. How are you doing?
Almost don't recognize him. Yeah. He's growing up a little bit. Yeah, he is. You ready to take him?
Oh, nice.
I don't know anything about him. Sherry's at a meeting. I wouldn't just keep that huge. You didn't tell Sherry. Why did you didn't tell her?
No, I did. I was told it was
Worse than that.
Right?
How are you?
Number what? 29.
This is my wife, Terry.
Hi, Terry.
Hi.
Was she at what? Was she at Eagle?
Red tornado.
Yeah.
She went to school with, I went in Harvard too?
Oh, is that right?
No. Like, that's not decent. So what are they gonna do? Wherever. They won't.
You ready with your pepper?
And they won't hear. That's that man right there.
That's what all the young kids call him. Well, all of them. Wow, 30 years.
Yeah.
We're, yeah. That makes sense to me.
Hey, how are you guys?
Take the raw footage. He really did a good job on the one we're going to see tonight, though. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead and tell him.
You're fine. There we go. Nope, you're fine, you're fine. I got these studs here, man.
I am ready.
That's hot. How you doing, buddy? What are you doing now? Well, that's what we all do. Hey here. How you doing? I'm out
Okay. Hey, how's it going, Wade? How are you? Good. Larry, I found an old quick shot, video shot back when I used to shoot from the grandstand way back in, what was it, 2001, 2002, and it's all you guys there. You know, I got a shot of it. And would you like me to send you a still of you guys, you know, up in the booth, you Tony, and the whole crew?
What year was that?
I think it was either 2001 or could have been 2001 through 2004. That's when I shot from the grandstand. So
It tells me how far I had a day or two ago anyway.
yeah, but it,
Bobby said the first, you might come here the first time was 92, I think.
yeah. Yeah, Bobby's been keeping stats for.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how long before that.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll get you a copy of that.
Okay, that'd be
Yeah,
fine.
it's kind of cool.
That's what they tell me.
Hi guys. Coach LaCure asked me to keep an eye on you guys, make sure you behave. Not really. It's me that'll misbehave if anybody does. Good to see you guys. You ready for September? I am. I'm working on the hype video right now. Yeah. I think we're going to surprise some people. I really do. See you guys. Okay. Hey, Bobby. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, buddy.
Yeah, well, thank you. There you go.
We're gonna do it like Friday night. Okay.
That's how it's got to be.
I think they. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, there's Kenny. All right. Oh, it's too late, Kenny.
You got left at the kids' table. Everything you dreamed of.
You're fine. Hey, Ben. Oh yeah. Sideline. Right. How you doing? You're fine. Fine. It's all about him, not me. You're fine. Why'd I give you the camera? You're fine. Hey, Coach Boone.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir. Good. How's your summer been? Traveling all over. That's a high one. Dominic played up Kansas City last year. Myers here.
go home and get your camera. I'll save you a place to sit. I need all the help I can get. Caleb talked me into this. Yeah. I do anything for Coach Smith.
Well, it's a good festivity.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of years, a lot of memories.
Oh man. Our kids grew up with his kids, so
Just the number of lives that he's touched.
yes, absolutely. This is only a fraction, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that Frank? Hey, how's it going? Good. say you timed that right. Yeah.
Big stadium one, so they actually have to bring
glad to know that he was standing back there. So I did what he would have done in a team meeting. I said, if you'll get your butt up here and sit down, we can start. So there you go. It's a guy that's been in a lot of team meetings with you. I know what you're going to say. Get those hats off, man. You got anything else you want me to tell them, Coach? That's clean. No, just kidding. All right. Hey, before we start, and I'm going to go over some things tonight, Caitlin Smith. Not Caitlin Smith anymore. Caitlin is going to come up and share. Mike, share his time.
Hello, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Caitlin Hamilton, formerly Caitlin Smith, and I am Coach Smith's youngest daughter. So I just want to say a few words and then we will go ahead and get started. Dad, and I'm going to try to do this without crying, but I'm probably not going to succeed. So, my earliest memories of your coaching career mostly include me falling asleep in the living room while all the coaches are over eating and reminiscing about that game that night. I remember you always carrying me and putting me to bed and waking me up and asking me, who do you think won tonight? My answer was always the Hornets, and usually in those days of the 90s, I was usually right. Once I started actually going to your games, I still wasn't really that interested in football itself, but I loved my dad. I used to bring my book with me, as some of you may remember, and try to read during his game. I remember trying to tell my mom what was going on in the book, and for some reason, she never wanted to hear about it during his games. Fast forward to those Garden City days. One of my favorite memories is the Hatchet Game 2006. This was my junior year of high school. If you know anything about the Hatchet Game, you know it's a huge game between Garden City and Dodge City, which is a huge rivalry. At this point, we had won the Hatchet Game for, I don't know exactly, but I want to say it was 13 years straight. There was a lot of pressure surrounding that game. At this point, I had now turned into my mother and was extremely nervous for the game. We went down big early, I think it was 14-0, and I remember feeling like I was going to throw up. I left the stands actually and sat down underneath because I couldn't watch it anymore, I was too nervous. I had heard quite a few cheers over and over, and when I finally decided to come back up, we were winning. It is one of my core high school memories to be in that moment again, winning the Hatchet again for another time. As many of you might know, that was also my husband's senior year. He was playing for Dodge City. And when I was on my way here, I asked him what he remembered about that night, and he said he preferred to not remember that night. He didn't give me any information. I love spending my Friday nights watching you coach. I remember one game when I was in college. I don't remember who you were playing now, but it was a close game that you lost. I stopped where you were eating afterwards, and I could feel the defeat in you. It was the first time I realized I may be getting close to the end of your coaching career. I was clearly proven wrong because here we are 15 later, and you've still been going strong. Through the big wins and successes, and the lows and the highs, you have taught me so much. Not really about football, because as my husband likes to remind me, I still don't really know that much about it. But more so in life. You gave grace and love, and showed strength and resiliency. And you kept going when things were easy. I also have to give a special shout out to my mom. They say some of the most successful coaches have a supportive and selfless wife behind them, and those two words couldn't describe my mom more perfectly. I am so grateful to have spent my childhood as a coach's daughter, and for the countless players and coaches that have become family. Thank you all for being here today. Through it all, one thing has never changed. I was and always am so proud to be your daughter. Now go off into the sunset and enjoy all those Hornet games I know you will still attend, and Derby Panther games watching Peyton East and Braylon. I love you.
We thought it'd be appropriate if you just heard some quotes concerning Coach Smith, and I just want to share some of those quotes with you tonight and let you hear what people have thought about Coach. Now, Coach, I got to do what you would do after all these years, but when I started working with you, I didn't need these. So here we go. I just thought that these are so appropriate. Numerous letters that have come, and all the things back there on the back table, you can see the beautiful things that people have all those years of working. This is from Coach Ron Engel from Clinton, Oklahoma. Is Ron here? Ron? Ron's in heaven watching this, huh? Okay. You could tell that he loved working with kids and watching them grow as people as well as athletes. From your Aunt Marlene Bebo, is that pronounced right? Here's what Aunt Marlene says. Mike's love for sports began early in life. When he was preschool age, he spent the entire weekend dribbling a basketball around the house and through the house. We quickly learned to get out of his way. Coach Dave Meadows says, I consider Coach Mike closer than a brother. Coach Greg Rosenhagen, your biggest goal in coaching was the kids who played for you to say they had fun and wished it wasn't over. As Coach Smith, you have accomplished your goal. And I saw Greg earlier. Where are you at, Greg? Coach Rosenhagen right there. Tony Wilbur, he says, I know in my heart I have better kids because you touched their lives. From an anonymous student, Coach always had a way with words like, that's horse hockey. From Nick Knight, Nick says, I always remember what you taught me about football and life. And I saw Nick here earlier as well as Tony and others. From Jay Rickard, he says, he was an excellent teacher of football, but also created relationships with players on and off the field. From Matt Bear, I have always looked at you as a father figure and someone I could always turn to for help. Linda Ackerman says, I have found you to be the very kind, very caring, kind, compassionate man who has strong love for his family. Again, from Dave Meadows, said, I'll always be thankful for your friendship as well as your dedication to our teams together. From Casey Walkup, Casey says, not many times do you hear about a coach touching so many people's lives. Jimmy Moore said, you made sure we knew that character counted. You pushed us to be the best we could be. Doug Fletcher says, this is about a man whose interests extend past the weight room or locker room. They obviously extend to the community and into the lives of others. Rhonda Clark says, integrity, loyalty, leadership, compassion, honesty, hard work, and caring are just a few words that describe you, Coach Smith. Ben Anderson, your reach was well beyond the football field. You're the one of the most caring people I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. Wade Wilbur says, I think about Coach Smith often and the little lessons that he taught us. Again, Coach Rosenhagen, Greg says, the influence you had upon me as a coach, and more importantly as a person, is immeasurable. John Bishop said, you always stayed true to your beliefs and never strayed away. Your athletes would run through a brick wall for you. Of course, most of you know Greg and John Bishop both coached here with you in Valley. Blake Pearson says, I've never seen a coach have such an impact on young people the way you did. Nonetheless, the entire community. Martin, I'm going to hope I say it right, Segovia, you're truly a blessing to everyone you encounter. Jamie Rudder, okay, says, when our kids are old enough to play sports, I hope they have a person like Coach Smith to help guide them. Chad Romine, you always put your family and faith first no matter the situation. And guys, you that played for Coach, you remember the speech every year. Faith, family, football, remember that. 24th quote here from Greg Lear. You weren't so much as a coach as you were a father to so many of us on the team. Brandon Clark, head coach at Derby High School, says he knew how to take the game of football and make you love the game, and he used that powerful tool to teach us life lessons. There's a few more quotes I'd like to give. Two of those are from a coach who coached next to you for some years, Coach Ted Anderson, who most of us know. Ted passed away a couple of years ago. I just want to read his quotes. Ted, as well as Matt Rogers, who both were on that same staff, passed away not very long ago. Ted said this, all the positives about coaching I have learned from Coach Smith. And then Ted also said this, Coach let kids play with emotion, especially on defense. Yeah, case in point, Dallas Boone. Coach let kids play with emotion, especially on defense. Our kids had fun playing the game of football. The last two quotes, I think, are fitting to come. From the old coach. If you didn't know Gene, you didn't know a very good man from your dad, old coach. Gene said, Mike, your mother's spirit and life still live on in you. Do you have the same kind of love for your family and football? Family. And then your dad said this. You've been such a great example and influence for so many, your family, your players, your coaches, and all you have known. Mike, those are just some great quotes that people have shared concerning you, and today we just want to thank all of you for coming. Your presence here means that Mike Smith has meant something to you. As a player, as a fan, as a friend, he has meant something to you. Today we're here to honor. The word honor means to value at a price. It means, yes, it was willing to pay the price to bring honor to someone. And so we're here because we honor the role that Mike Smith has had in our lives. He has left a legacy. He has left an impact. You know when something has been impacted because there is a sign of that impact. There's a sign, there's a dent, if you will. Something shows that the impact has been had. And all of you in this room, in some way or another, have been impacted by Mike Smith. And so we're grateful for all of those quotes, all of those thoughts, and the ways that he impacted lives. Now, I've been asked to just share a few thoughts with you all. It has been my privilege to know Mike since he came to Valley Center and to spend a lot of time at Mike and Sherry's house over the years, through some decisions that were difficult to make and through some things, and just a lot of talking. And Mike said one time to me, and I appreciated this, never went to your church, Bob, but I knew I could call you and we'd talk about stuff. So I told that table back there, I've never been in a room with this many Methodists in my life, so I'm a little bit scared of how I'm going to respond. But I'll do the best I can, Mike, because that old class. Mike used to run the streets of Valley Center and pray. And that's what he would do, is he ran in the streets. He told me that's where he prayed all the time. But for me, I met Mike because of Greg Rosenhagen introducing me. I'd actually worked with the Valley Center football team with the previous coach for a couple of years. When Greg Rosenhagen decided that I should take stats as well one day, because he was mad at the girls taking them at halftime and handed me the clipboard. So that's how I ended up in that position. But as I met Mike, Greg told me you were up at the middle school, the parking lot, which is the parking lot now on the north side of the middle school, was just a grass field. And you would be up there, and you had just moved to town. And so I went up there, and little Caleb, and little Courtney, and teeny Caitlin were out there playing with you. You were playing ball with your kids. Should have known that that was the first time I would know how much you love your family and the time that you would spend with them. I asked you if I could work with the Valley Center football team, and you said, well, call me in a couple of days and we'll talk about it. I was very intimidated by you, Mike. Yeah, well, I do well, because I use the bathroom right there. No, but anyway, I went home and I called Greg. Greg goes, it'll be all right. I think he'll let you work with us. But because Greg and I have become pretty good friends, and when I called you a couple days later, here's how you started the conversation. You said, no one works with my football team unless they're all in. If you're all in, and you're all Hornet, you can work with my team. And I said, well, Mike, I'm all in. That's the kind of guy I am. And so that began a friendship relationship in the early 90s, 93, that walked all the way through these many years, and what a privilege it's been. So for all you guys that played for Mike, I'm going to give you some names and some things from team meetings and locker rooms that you're all going to remember. How many of you remember the story of On Vu? How many could tell us the story of On Vu? On Vu is On Vu could run for president right now in this room and win the election. On Vu. All of us in this room have heard at least one time, dadgummit. All of us in this room at least have heard at one time horse hockey. And all of us have heard, gentlemen, we're getting our donkeys kicked. Well, let's get out there and kick their donkeys. Now, let me just explain something to you. Mike had a rule that we're not going to cuss. We're not going to cuss on my team. But Mike had a struggle. He said the word ass. And it was a hard thing, but he told his own family, and he told us kids, and all of us on the field, it's not bad because it's in the Bible. And then he would look at me and say, isn't that right, Coach Massey? So I had to verify Mike's knowledge of the Word of God because he used the word ass instead of donkey. So he did that to me a lot over the years. So I came back with a plan one time when Mike said that to me, and he won't remember this, but I came back to Mike with this. Because one time he said to me, you know, it's not cussing, Coach Massey, because it's in the Bible. And I said, yes, Mike, as a matter of fact, it is. And if you go to 1 Peter in the King James Version, when Peter's talking about Balaam and his donkey in the Old Testament, he refers to it this way. In the King James it says, and the dumbass speaketh. And I said, Mike, that could be said about me and you a lot of times. To which he agreed. So there we go. Anyway, the thing I would say about Mike Smith is that his character was more important than the wins. And the character of those who played for him was more important than the wins. I'm going to share one more story, and then here in a minute we're going to watch a video. This is probably one of the most impactful stories that I've ever been a part of, and I have used it as a sermon illustration over the years many times. In 1995, we went to Liberal, Kansas. Casey would have been a senior. I have stats that show that in every capacity we kicked their donkeys. In every capacity. And we lost. It was a long 4-hour trip down there. And we stopped in Meade, got those terrible hamburgers, and we're on the way back, and it was tough. But I will never forget going to that locker room. The locker room is quiet. There are some sniffs. People are crying. It was hard. I specifically remember Casey, and I remember Ryan Schmidt. Those are the two I distinctly remember. Shrub, Schmidt. It's quiet. Mike is standing there, and I think to myself, I've only known this man a couple of years. What do you say after this? All of us in this room know that the next week Liberal literally blew out the team they were playing, which means that we were state champions. In our hearts, we knew that. And Mike, I will never forget your speech. What an impact it was. You looked around the room at all those young men and you said, gentlemen, there will come a day when you will work harder than anybody else in your office. You will work harder, you'll put in more hours, you will show up on time more than the other guy. And the other guy will get the promotion. There'll be times when you sell more than anybody else sold, and the other guy gets the bonus. And he went through about 3 or 4 analogies. And so he said, what will truly show that you are really men is what you will do with what happened tonight. Because you had greater stats, you played harder, you did better. But you lost. Will you get up and be men who will be winners in life? That's what I'm doing. I want to work with this coach as long as I possibly can. Because guys, that's the real essence of life. Will we be winners in life even when we lose a game? So Mike, thank you on behalf of all these guys. So one last thing before we watch this video, I want to share what Caitlin shared. Sherry, Caitlin, Courtney, Caleb, thank you for giving us your dad and your husband for all these years. You sacrificed him so we could experience what we've experienced. You sacrificed your time, Mike, but you know how much they gave so you could be here and be this coach that you are. So to this whole family, thank you for your willingness to sacrifice. Now enjoy this video from Mike's life. the best.
I really don't know what to say. I came to my Sunday school class today and shocked me about this whole deal. Sherry and I were trying to decide whether we were going to be able to go walk or go swimming with the grandkids or whatever. Now I'm in here with a bunch of people that are really important to me. First of all, I got to say, I've had relationships all the way back to 1977. This Clinton bunch right here, but the one that's been with me the longest for 47 years. Right there, Sherry. I'd like to kind of go from the beginning. Again, this is the Clinton bunch right here. I'll tell you what I did when they all came in. I told them what number they were. I remembered every one of them in my guys. I think I was 10th, 8th, or 8th or whatever. I won state champions with some of these guys. Won 3 state champions at 15 and 0. That's a long drive from Clinton, Oklahoma. So I love all those guys. I'm glad to be here. Decided to be a head coach. I wanted to be a head coach. I wanted to back in Oklahoma. Went 20 miles down the road to Burns Flat. Small. There were 83 schools in Class A, and we were the smallest one, 83. We had 19 out the first year, and at least 2 of those guys are here. Chris, are you still here? Taylor? Yeah. Chris Taylor. Where you at, Chris? And Hans Cox. Stand up, I'll flip you guys. Stand up. They drove a long ways from Burns Flat. That's even a little further than Clinton. We're about the same. Chris Taylor with the beard there was the state champion in the 800, believe it or not. Make it look like a really look like an 800 runner now. You know, some of these kids that I just won run race. Chris run the 800, the 1600, the 3200, and the 4x4 relay. Did you, Chris? Okay, so I was a really smart coach when I met him. Good job. But that's a long ways, and I was over there. We probably wouldn't ever move from Burns Flat. Sherry was supposed to get a job, a counseling job, and she was driving from Clinton, Oklahoma to Burns Flat. Lived in Burns Flat. And she got caught in snow a few times and had a flat tire and different things, and they didn't have a job with her after the second year, and that's when Coach Meadows said, you want to go to Garden City, Kansas, and that's how we ended up there. And then that bunch, I've been there in 2 different spans. I want to get a picture with you guys. We went there for 5 years. When we got there, Garden City hadn't had a winning season in 10, and the first year we beat Ulysses, a 4A school, and we were 6A, and we barely beat them. And I remember they stormed the field, and I thought we'd won the Super Bowl. And it turned out we went 5-4 that first year, and then the 2 guys that I coached in that first stint there were right there, Jimmy and Richard Della Rosa, coach's cousin. Wave your hand there, guys. Those guys. We went to the state finals. Jimmy Moore was a starter at KU for 3 years, and he was back then. They had Bigger, Faster, Stronger magazine, and he was the athlete of the nation. Jimmy was. He played 3 sports: football, basketball, and baseball. And I think we went to state and never won. Richard was handheld. I don't know. I know he was fast. He averaged about 20 yards a carry, I think, and had about 2,000 yards. So those 2 guys that make you a smart coach also. I appreciate those guys. Then after that, we went to Canyon Valley Center. Sherry filled out lots of applications. Said I wanted to be the head coach. She didn't want me to be. She was against it, but she filled them out, got no response, filled them out in October, November, never heard from anybody. Finally in April, I think, I get a call the same day from Valley Center in Ulysses. I said, well, at least I got an interview. So I came to Valley, didn't know one person, never been here before. I think it was a God thing, though. I came here, I think Roger Maris was on the school board, and I don't know. But anyway, the church said, if we're going to move there, you better go by the Methodist church. Find out if they have a Methodist church. So I went by there. Guess who the first person I met was? Olivia Wilbur. And she led me the right way, and so we moved that year, got the job, and it was a great 9 years. Coached with a bunch of great guys. We've lost Matt Rogers and Ted Anderson. I just can't say enough about those 9 years. And then ended up, I don't know how to explain it really. Didn't want to leave, but sometimes you have to. Went to Garden City, went back. Was the head coach 9 years, ended up being head track coach, but I was there for 15 there. A lot of those guys, those two, all you Garden City guys, raise your hand that are here. That's a long old walk from Garden City. Several of these guys, that one back there, that's Corn Dog. He ate too many corn dogs at camp, so he became. Matt Meyer over there was ends up being my principal, and he's evaluating me. He's Caleb. Hungry as hell. In trouble probably a few times, and on my evaluation, I got one bad thing. It said, "You say Dad goes too much." Anyway, I ended up with several guys. Chad Wilmot's, he's my boss now. Greg Lair's my boss. I guess that's happened. So, any of you guys that I coached with, I know at the end of this, I'd like to get a picture with you, besides each class, man. When I went back to Garden City, you other guys from Garden City, the second round, raise your hand. Matt Meyer, a few more. Yeah, over there. There's several of them. Yeah. And so those guys had a long haul. Then I came back to Valley Center for 7 years. I tell you what, Caleb was a head coach yet, and I said, I'm through coaching. He said, no, I need you to be the 7th grade coach. And so I want everybody to hear this so you know for sure. I said, all right, I'll do it. I'll be a 7th grade coach. I said, one thing, Chad, I want you to listen to this. I said on one stipulation, I get a lifetime pass to Valley Center games. So I don't sit in the bleachers. I can't do that. I'm slow. My hip hurts. My back hurts. So, Chad Wilmot, you got that? So, Valley Center, I can't thank you enough. That ends up being 20 years in Garden City, 16 in Valley Center. I'm still going to coach 7th grade basketball. I think that's about my limit right now. I'm not very good at technology. It's all passing me on. I need to give it to the next younger guys and let them take over. God, I just can't tell you, when I got that and started looking at it, I just started crying. I couldn't help it. Okay? You guys are all special to me. You guys know that. It's been a great 47 years. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I would have never thought there'd be that many people. The good thing was it almost like a football reunion, wasn't it? I got to see some people you hadn't been to see. I love you guys. I can't appreciate you enough. Thanks, Caleb. Courtney, Caleb, Ashley, that was wild. Caleb, I don't know where he got his technology skills. I know this. All three of my kids, Caleb, Courtney, and Caitlin, they're all A students, and I think I was a C student, so you know where they got all their smarts. Yeah, it wasn't from me, I promise you that. Okay. Those are kind of embarrassing, some of those old football pictures of me with my Fu Manchu and all here. I thought I was pretty cute. Caitlin, thanks for your speech today. Love all that. Love you, Hornets, Buffaloes, Eagles, Tornadoes. I love you all. Thank you.
we're going to do pictures so you guys can get some food and continue to visit. So Valley Center first. Okay. The best part of working with Mike Smith was that he used football as an opportunity to teach young men about character. In fact, I believe that football has been your avenue to do two great things. One, build relationships that have lasted for so long. I so appreciate the relationships that I have with you and that you have with other young men and now older men in our community as they've all grown up. But secondly, that you teach character. Football was just your avenue to teach these young men and young women that worked with us. You taught them about life, not just football, but life.
And throughout my coaching opportunities and all of that, I feel like I've always looked at what was learned from you, Coach, and your teams and the way your players wanted to play for you. If I had sons, I'd want them to play for Coach Smith. If I had my playing career over, I would want to play for Coach Smith. And also just appreciate the man you are. I love you, you're special, and keep influencing people like you have your whole life.
Coach had such an incredible impact on every aspect of my life. Everything from work ethic in the weight room and out on the track and the field working hard, to the classroom, and even to family, and how I've always approached treating my family and making sure that my family is a big part of the balance of my life. Coach, I just want to say thank you. Again, you've had such a huge impact on so many lives, and I'm just grateful because the things that you've taught me have carried over to how I handle my family, how I handle my work, and the life balance that I've really tried to create for myself and my kids and my wife, because you always made those things a priority and you made everybody else a priority over you.
Coach, I wish I could be there to celebrate you in the 47 years of coaching. I wasn't going to pass on the opportunity to say thank you. You're not just a coach of athletes, you're a teacher of all students. Thank you for accepting me as your manager. As a 14-year-old, I learned commitment, hard work, what teamwork was. I loved working with Courtney and Caleb, and by doing so, I felt like I was a part of your family. The foundation that you gave me has influenced how I supervised and how I trained in the Air Force. By teaching me, you have touched hundreds of lives of airmen that are scattered all around the world right now protecting our country. Congratulations on your retirement. Try to find a way to enjoy those grandkids. It's been great staying in touch with you, and I'll continue to do so. I love you.
You've taught me many things as an athlete. You taught me how to become a better player, how to work hard when things get tough, and among a lot of other things. But your leadership and coaching abilities don't just stop on the field. You've taught me many life lessons and qualities that I will use later on in life after my playing days are over.
Yes, the thing that stands out in my memory was you worked us hard, but it never seemed like we weren't having fun. We weren't real big, but you made us play big. Took a group of guys and you sharpened us and honed us and pushed us and kicked us in the butt every now and then and made us a very effective offensive line. And well, I guess a state championship kind of proves that when you can win that battle up front, good things will happen. But man, that's all on you, brother. Thank you for everything. You were a mentor to me. You were not just my coach. You were a friend to all of us. And I think to a man, everybody every life that you touched would say the same thing, man. You're a great guy. You were always a positive influence. You never you never cut us any slack because you wanted to push us to be the best we could be. And man, that translates into everyday life for me. So thank you for what you did for me.
So back when I was 17 and 18 years old, he came to Burns Flat, Oklahoma, and was my baseball coach, my football coach, and my track coach. And those are some very impressionable times for a young man growing up and having an athletic situation and having a coach. And you know, he used to, in the day in track, he would take us 7 miles from town and have us run back to the school. He had 50 minutes to get there on a highway with active traffic and cars. You couldn't do that today. Parents would lose their mind.
Oh, yeah.
But we had the top 2-mile relay team in the state. In fact, if you go to Burns Flat, they have the records, the 2-mile relay time from 1988, which would have been myself, and James Biddy and Donald Webb and Chris Taylor, it's still the #1 time. And it's because if you run a 800, it sucks. It sucks. It hurts. When you round that last corner, it hurts. And I mean, he used to say, listen, it's in that moment. It's when it's hard and when it hurts and everybody else quits that you don't. And he was like that in baseball, and he was like that in football. I mean, his messaging was, there's more in you than you know, and I'm going to get that out of you. And he did a fantastic job of doing that. And so I know he has impacted a lot of young men over the years. But here I am as a 54-year-old trial attorney now, still remembering things that he said to us. I appreciate what you did for us in Burns Flat as athletes. I appreciate the lessons that you taught us that I'm still remembering today as a 54-year-old successful trial lawyer. And I hope you've had a great career. I'm sorry I can't be there, but man, Coach, thanks for everything.
Congratulations for that. I also want to tell you how big of a influence you have had on my life. I tell people all the time, outside of my immediate family, I would say you probably had the biggest impact on my life as a person. And I shared the story when I was in 8th grade, sitting in the gym, and you walked in there as the new head football coach at Valley Center for the next year, and talked us all into going out for football. And at the time, I really didn't like the game of football. It was fun. It was fun to play with my friends, but I didn't like it the way I do now. That you made me like it. So I thank you for talking me into going out for football. And without that, I wouldn't had so much fun at Valley Center as a high school student. Wouldn't have gone to K-State. Wouldn't have met my wife. Wouldn't have had these 3 beautiful kids. So that moment has made a huge impact on my life, and I thank you for that.
Coach, I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you've done, not only for me and Braden, but also for the Valley Center community and all of the Valley Center Hornet people. I know we all are super thankful for everything you've done. You've been a member of our community for so long, and I'm so happy that I was able to have you for not only those 2 middle school years, but also 2 more years in high school. And you've taught me so much throughout my life that there's no way I can say thank you enough to just show my appreciation for all you've done for me. You helped raise me, and not only me, just Braden as well, into true young men. And I don't think I'd be where I am right now without you and all the other coaches' help. You brought me up and showed me how to use football as an outlet to get to others as well. And without you, I wouldn't have been the leader I am today, and I wouldn't have made half the choices I made today, So just want to say thank you so much for all you've done for me, and you've left a lasting impact that I will continue to pass on to all others I meet in this great sport of football.
Hey Mike, Steve Cutsinger. Just wanted to say first and foremost, congratulations on the retirement. You've had a long, great career. There's no telling how many people you've touched and blessed with your coaching and your stand-up, showing people how to be a man, showing people how to be a father, showing people how to be a coach. You've touched so many lives, and more than you'll ever know. I appreciate you so much. Love our time together. Can't believe it's been that many years ago, getting older. I hope in your retirement you enjoy your golf time. I hope you enjoy your family time. I hope you get to relax. You are so blessed to have your family around you, and we were so blessed to have you as our coach and as our family. Thank you so much for everything you did.
Today we celebrate the extraordinary career of Coach Mike Smith, a man whose passion for football and dedication to his players have spanned nearly 5 decades. His journey is one of perseverance, excellence, and unwavering commitment to shaping young lives. Michael Gene Smith was born in 1955 to Gene and Nancy Smith in Germany. His father was in the military, and soon after Mike's birth, the family moved to Oklahoma. Growing up as the son of a high school football coach, Mike's destiny seemed intertwined with the game from the very beginning. Gene Smith gave this remark: "Mike showed a passion for football at a very young age. I remember him sitting in the press box during one of our games, insisting we call right 28. When we finally did, it worked perfectly. That's when I knew he had a special understanding of the game." In high school, Mike excelled in multiple sports. He was an all-state athlete in both football and baseball, and the Daily Oklahoman once hailed him as the best blocking center in Oklahoma. Mike's athletic prowess led to a full scholarship at the University of Oklahoma, where he played under the legendary Barry Switzer. Despite his success in football, Mike's heart longed for baseball, leading him to transfer to Northwestern Oklahoma State. There he continued to shine, playing both football and baseball and graduating in 1977. Mike's coaching career began at Clinton High School in Oklahoma, where he worked under the mentorship of Coach Dave Meadows. His first game as a coach was against his father's team, UConn. Gene fondly recalls that day and remembering the unique mix of pride and competition. A quote from Gene Smith said, "I remember the first game of your coaching career, your team, Clinton, against my team, UConn. I will never forget your mother's saying to me as I was leaving the house to compete against you. She said, 'Gene, this is the first time in your coaching career that I ever wanted you to lose.' Then she smiled and said, 'No, I don't want it to end in a tie.'" Nancy was Mike's biggest fan, and Mike was definitely a mama's boy. Tragedy struck early in Mike's career when his mother, Nancy, succumbed to cancer. Her passing deeply affected Mike, but he channeled his grief into his passion for coaching. He married Sherry, and together they built a loving family, welcoming their first child, Courtney, in 1984. Mike took on the challenge of head coach at Burns Flat High School, transferring a struggling team into a competitive squad. In just 2 years, he and his brother Ben led the team to a 5-5 record, an impressive feat considering they started with a winless team. In 1988, Dave Meadows, now coaching at Garden City High School in Kansas, invited Mike to join him as the offensive line coach and defensive coordinator. This move marked a turning point as Mike and his family embraced Kansas as their new home. Dave Meadows remarked, "Mike's impact was immediate. His expertise, dedication, and ability to connect with players transformed our team. We went on to achieve great success, and Mike's influence was felt both on and off the field." Mike served in this role from 1988 through the 1992 season, when he again felt the calling to be a head football coach. He sent out his resume to dozens of schools and finally got the offer he'd been working for in Valley Center, Kansas. In the summer of 1993, the Smith family, which now had added a third child, Caitlin, packed up and headed east to Valley Center, Kansas. In 1993, Mike accepted the head coach position at Valley Center High School. Mike's stint at Valley Center lasted 9 years and included 2 trips to the state semifinals, 5 district titles, and 4 league titles. He started the weight room program from the ground up in Valley Center, and they won 4 state weightlifting championships. In 2002, Garden City was struggling. and called Mike in an attempt to get him back to Garden as their head coach. The Smiths packed up and headed west. Mike coached there until 2017, serving 7 years as head football coach and 8 years as head track coach and middle school football coach. After retiring in 2017, Mike and Sherry returned to Valley Center to be closer to their children and grandchildren. But retirement didn't keep him away from the field for long. Mike continued to coach as the middle school and eventually returned to Valley Center High School as the offensive coordinator. Coach Mike Smith's career is a testament to the power of passion, dedication, and love for the game. He achieved numerous state titles, championships, and Coach of the Year honors, as well as being inducted into the Hall of Fame and having a track meet named in his honor. His legacy, however, will live on in the hearts of his players, colleagues, and the countless lives he touched. As we celebrate his retirement, we honor not just a coach, but a mentor, a friend, and a true legend. Thank you, Coach Smith, for 47 years of incredible service and inspiration.
The butterfly, that's old. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Yeah, 1994, 69 boys backed up by the Quad City DJs. One time, cotton candy, sweet and gold. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Come on, just make that Tootsie Roll. Here we go, just make that Tootsie Roll. Yeah, come on, let me see that Tootsie Roll. Get up and roll, and make that Tootsie Roll. To the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the front, to the front, to the right, to the right. Now slide, slide, baby, slide. Just slide, baby, slide. Just slide, baby, slide. Come on, to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the front, to the front, to the right, to the right. Now dip, baby, come on, let's dip, baby, dip, baby, dip, just dip, baby, dip, just dip, baby. Cotton candy, sweet and gold. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. I don't know what you've been told. It ain't the butterfly, it's the Tootsie Roll. A brand new dance up. Grab a partner and get on the dance floor and work them hips a little bit. Then do that dip a little bit. Oh yeah, you got it. No real fans, no buts about it. And you over there with the long hair. Keep pulling that dairy up, cause it ain't hard. This is a brand new dance for the 1990 Quad 69 in the place to be. Hey yo, Steve, what we came to see? Cotton candy, sweet and gold. Let me see the Tootsie Roll. Here we go, come on, roll. Come on, roll. Let me see your Tootsie Roll. Come on, roll. Just get on the floor and Tootsie Roll. Here we go, just I feel a whoop coming up, a whoop. Change up, I feel a whoop coming up, a whoop coming up. Come on, yeah, come on, that whoop. Yeah, baby, cotton candy, sweet and gold. Let me see that Tootsie.
You know a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel that must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, and never knowing what's in store makes each day a constant battle just to stay between the shore. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many Sometimes we stand aside and let the water slip away to what we put off till tomorrow has now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance the tide. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. And there's bound to be rough waters, and I know I'll take some falls, but with the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Yes, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Till the river runs dry. Looking back on the memory of the dance we shared beneath the stars above. For a moment, all the world was right. How could I have known that you'd ever say goodbye? And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed the pain, but I'd have had to miss the dance. Holding you, I held everything for a moment. Wasn't I the king? But if I'd only known how the king would fall, hey, who's to say? You know I might have changed it all. And now I'm glad I didn't know the way it all would end, the way it all would go. Our lives are better left to chance. I could have missed